This is a grinder.
You mean like a pepper grinder?
This is a hero.
That doesn't look like Spider-Man to me at all.
This is a sub.
Like the Nautilus? I'm not seeing it.
This is a po' boy.
Okay, your guess is as good as mine.
This is a Hoggie.
Don't you mean Hoagie?
Well, yes and no. Join the 6 ABC Discovery team as we investigate the controversial and mispronounced origins of the Hoggie,
You mean Hoagie!
Philly's official sandwich. Now, how did we end up here? A nation of large sandwiches with an equally large identity crisis. Every region of the U.S. has a sandwich our immigrant ancestors brought with them from their homelands. Each of these culinary creations have been anointed with nicknames that have come to define a sandwich's region of origin from around the country. Whether it's the toasted grinder in the Northeast or the hero from New York City, the po' boy in Louisiana, or the sub, as it's known just about everywhere else in the country, the sandwich with its basic recipe of meats, cheese, and toppings served on a long roll has many names. But everyone here in Philly knows that our classic Italian sandwich has only one name, the Hoggie.
You mean Hoagie, don't you?
Yeah, that too, the Hoagie.
Wait, that sounds like two names. I thought you said it only had one name.
Yeah, I did. Let me explain. You see, back in the early 20th century, Hog Island was a tiny piece of land on the Delaware River where Philly International Airport now sits. On that island sat a shipyard which employed immigrant labor to build its ships. The Italians working on Hog Island enjoyed a sandwich of meat, cheese, and lettuce between 2 slices of bread for lunch each day. This became known as the Hog Island sandwich, or Hoggie. Now, some smart experts have found references to different spellings in local phone books well into the 1950s, at which time, through Philadelphians' tendency to elongate their vowels, the name gradually changed to the one we know today, the Hoagie.
You mean Hoggie?
Nope, no, I mean Hoagie.
Hey, all this learning is making me hungry. Why don't you show me how to build this Hoagie-liciousness of a sandwich?
As with all great Philly sandwiches, you start with the bread. A long Italian roll from a local bakery is a must. Now, the debate between the seeded versus non-seeded roll has created a great divide among the Hoagie Nation faithful. But here, we opt for the seeds. Splash some extra virgin olive oil, a little red wine vinegar, and a little dried oregano on the bread, and we're ready to begin building our masterpiece. Italian is the name of the game, and this sandwich is loaded with staples from the old country. First, the classic trifecta of Italian meats are added. Ham gabagool, Genoa, and cooked salami are sliced and layered onto the bottom of the sandwich. Next, you add a few slices of sharp provolone cheese.
Okay, Mr. Hoagie Smarty Pants. What makes provolone sharp, anyway?
The simple answer is age. The older the cheese, the sharper the taste. Provolone cheese that is aged longer than 4 months is considered sharp or picante. You see, milk is the main raw ingredient with culture, rennet, and salt added to help change it to cheese. First, culture is added to the milk. Culture eats the lactose, the naturally occurring sugars in the milk, and converts it to lactic acid. Next, rennet is added to the milk to help form solids or curds. After the young cheese is formed, salt is added as an important ingredient that begins drying out the cheese, or curing it, and making it impervious to spoilage bacteria. After curing, the cheese is now ready to age. As the cheese ages, the cultures are transforming more of the lactose in the milk to lactic acid. Lactic acid is what provides the finished cheese its sharpness.
That sure is some smelly cheese, but it tastes so good. Now, are we ready to eat?
Hold your horses. No hoagie is complete without the finishing touches. Grab a Jersey tomato and add 3 or 4 slices on top with some crisp lettuce and raw onions. Finish it off with a nice blend of salt, pepper, and a little more dried oregano. And no mayo. Never, ever, no mayo. And that's how you make Philly's official sandwich, the Hoagie.
Now, the most important question. Where can I find one of these to try?
Of course, every neighborhood has its go-to for a classic hoagie, but here are a few of our favorites.
Wawa, Mary New Cheese Deli, Lee's Hoagie House, Castellino's, Mike and Matt's Italian Market, Dinafa's Italian Deli, South Deli and Grocery, Guadiello's Italian Hoagies, White House Subs, Bagley Annie's Market.
Thanks for taking this trip with us here on the 6ABC Discovery Channel, and look out for future editions coming soon.